Hey everybody, how you doing? Hopefully a hell of a lot better than I am. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow now. See what the crunch noise is in my lower back. Yeah. It slowed me down, but it hasn't stopped me because you can hear something running in the background. Guess what's back? And it's not nothing I done. The Denali. We're going to start naming this the Denali from hell. Here 2 weeks ago, it died on her. She lost all gauges, lights, everything. Coasted into where it sat for a few days. And they towed it in to the one dealer. Dealer worked on it. They said, oh, battery's bad. So they tested. Yeah, the battery was weak. And some of these vehicles nowadays, you got to have the proper voltage, otherwise they don't run. Sorry, I'm not out further because I don't have the lens on so we get a clearer picture. So they put a battery in it and she took off, drove it all over. Now the new problem is battery light comes on, and then the traction control light came on, radio goes dead, dash goes dead, and then she loses power, but the motor didn't die. Okay. Well, she was about an hour away from home when that happened. And the first time it did it too, when it coasted in, it would not turn over, would not do anything. It was dead. Dead, gone, done, finished. So we went up and got it yesterday. No, I never did make a video on that. Yeah, Buddy and I went and got that because I couldn't do much yesterday either. I've screwed my back up and I don't know what I did. All I did Sunday was put the spark plug wires on that 454 standing there when I did it. And that's when my back started hurting. So anyway, we went out and got that. And she told us all that it was going out. Well, when she was in the town that she was in, they waited about a half hour, started it. Everything come back, everything's back, no problem. So she started for home. She thought, well, see how far it goes. She got 5 miles out of the town and it died again. Yeah, then she finally got a ride home. And so yesterday I go to start messing with this and something said check the oil. It was out of oil again. When I drained it here, and it was time for an oil change. Since I worked on this thing last, she's put enough mileage on it already. It was overdue for an oil change. So the oil keeps going. It's not going through. It's not being burnt by the spark plugs, but it's going through somewhere. And it might be like the Suburban. After I rebuilt that motor, she kept sucking oil. I ended up having to replace the driver's side valve cover. Okay. Anyway, so I did come across where they said if the computer senses a low oil pressure, it could shut it down. Okay. So I called them. I said, hey, it's not on the dipstick again. They said, change it, because I wanted he says, yeah, I want the oil level full, because I didn't know how much oil was in it and didn't want to add oil just to drain it out. So I changed the oil, started it, and right off the bat, it didn't sound the greatest when it first started. And after the oil pressure went up, and I mean the oil pressure went up high, I gave her a little gas, and then you could hear the motor change RPM, and I looked at the volt gauge, and it went from almost 14 to literally just, the more I revved it, the lower it dropped. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? So I've been letting it sit here and run. The wife called too. I was talking to her. And this motor has changed sounds 4 different times. At one point, it started revving up on its own. Well, I got out the thermal scanner. Let's see, there, it just changed RPM. Let's go see. What? Oh! I'm stuck. see what the alternator's doing. The voltage is up and the RPM went up. And the voltage is way down. What do you guys see? Yeah, voltage is way down. Let's see. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Right up to 2,000. You're stuck there. Yep, voltage is dropping. It was. Okay. Let it go back to idle. Fan speed goes up. Cool starts. Nope. Got people mailing me parts for their motor builds. That over here. Very first time I've ever heard the fans kick on this things. Okay. And looking at the alternator, looks like a lot of black stuff. Anyway, let's see. Woo-ka! You guys seeing that? 200 and some. $176, 192. That thing is awful hot. Let's see what the exhaust manifold is. Exhaust manifold's running 476, 400 and some degrees. Knowing bad, it's supposed to be cold. And that's a knowing good. So, knowing good's 152 degrees. Knowing bad, 118. Alternator here. $172, so that just looks like she's running awful hot. Trying to see if it loses dash and radio, and it hasn't done that yet. Oh, there's battery light. Battery light is on now, and there's their traction control. There's what she's describing it does, everybody. It's doing exactly what she said. Traction control. There just went the radio. Everything. Oh, fan just came back, but radio just come back. Voltage is just starting to come up. Let's see. See if it even starts now. Yep, she's dead. It is dead. Okay. Ouch. Let's get an operating temp of that alternator right now. Come on. Yeah, so what? Right there. 172. 168 inside. The belt, 145. Let's see if we got any heat over here at the battery terminals. That's the water hoses. Battery terminals. Battery's not showing nothing. It's dark. But heater hoses and that. All right. We'll let it get down to I do believe. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. That thing is toasty. Ooh. I do believe the alternator has taken a dump. We'll see if everything comes back here. She said a half hour, and the time is 2:58. I'll be back in a half hour. Yeah, okay, it's a little over a half hour. Yep, camera's fired up. Let's see what the alternator temp is now. 138. She's cooled off. Okay. Let's see if we got okay, look at that, our voltage is back. As soon as it starts, it drops. Oh, there goes up. Radio's back. The only thing is, no blower. But it's not. Oh, come on, legs. Ouch. Okay. Take it up to 2,000 RPM and look at that. 2,200. And there it goes. It's losing voltage. That's why it's running. I better close this window. Okay, now. Yeah, I'm going to pull the alternator and have it tested. Because I guess these cars like this, I've got the old-fashioned battery tester. And Sorry. I was told not to load test the system with it. I got a tester that's supposed to have been here, but it didn't get here. Yeah, I guess that's my problem with my videos. I'm showing you guys all the good and not the pains and that, and then you've all gotten the wrong idea on things. Okay, let's see how fast that little bit it ran. Oh, Jesus. Shot it up, what, 20 degrees in that little bit? So, like I said, there's a whole bunch of black soot right there too. So, I'm gonna call them, talk to them, tell them what I'm gonna do. Not sure what y'all are gonna see, but I've talked to the owners of this. They've agreed. Alright, the last time, I want to leave this nut here. Last alternator I got didn't come with one. I'm looking at all the cables and that going to the electrical stuff just to make sure there isn't another sort of issue. Okay, there's. It almost looks like they got torqued to yield bolts, so if you try backing those off, I bet you they break. I don't want you rebuilding these. When I told her she was running about let's see, I think 200 degrees on the alternator temp. She's like, that can't be good. I said, no, it's not good. And this is a remanufactured one for AC Delco. She said it is about 4 years old, so we already priced out a new one for her. So, and I think that is a new one, not a reman. Not often you get a car to do exactly what the owner says. And I'm not too thrilled about the positive cable. I mean, if it wasn't for all this black soot and that on the thing, I'd probably just said as hot as it's running, and I noticed all the protector here melted away, broke away, got hard, brittle. So, but she said, yeah, she says the alternator was longer ago than what she thought. So I said, yeah, if you got it from such place that we're thinking, it lasted as long as it could expect. I forgot to bring the wrench out to take the torsion off the. still coming. Doing the hand tools instead of the impact driver. There that is. I'm gonna have to go get the belt thing. And I forgot to bring you guys along. I just grabbed the pry bar. Oh. This terminal is not loose. No, it's tight, but that's the collar that's underneath that has changed colors. Now, I told him I was going to have him test it to make sure that it is not working right. Before we buy a new one. If it tests okay, then we got to look into wiring issues. And some of you guys, I don't know if you know, but these collars here, when they're supposed to move. And use everybody's favorite hammer. You knock those in, or knock them out. What that does is ease in putting the alternator back in there. So now this should just sit right in there. So make it easier so you don't have to fight with that. Alrighty. Oh, so I've got the alternator nut here. We'll have it tested. Put this in the truck. Ouch. Oh. Told one of you guys it was back, he's like, throw a motor in and be done with it. Yeah. Wouldn't mind having this one 4-core. Oh, sorry about pointing you guys up, but sorry. I'll get it here in a second. And don't sit on that to work. Oh man. Anyway, I'll test that first thing tomorrow. And then it's bad, get a new one. Let's just say an operating temp that we got. It's way too hot. And wife asked me if I'd taken any ibuprofen and that, and I said, yeah, I've taken that. So now here's the time of the show, bring you up to date. Let me get the camera. Oh, sorry. Well, you know, people, I guess, in a way, I just kind of, I've gone to not showing the bad parts of the videos when I'm hurting like this and can't do nothing. Just show you the good times. A bunch of you have gotten twisted around and forgot. Anyway, Mom Bear went to the doctor. I didn't get to go with her because I had to go get that car off the side of the road. We got that, but Mom Bear went to the doctor. The doctor did pretty good for her. The reason that middle bone don't look like it's there is because the foot doctor figured out when Mama Bear was between 2 and 5 to 6 years old. That's back in the 70s. You were always told to walk it off, no blood, they didn't do nothing. Well, evidently whatever got her foot actually broke it. So that's 40 plus years of, and the way the doctor explained it to her, he says, you go out and take your pocket knife, slash a tree, go back in a year or two, it'll still be there, but it'll start healing. You go back in 10 years, it's healing, but it's getting a bump. You go back in 30 years, it's got a bigger bump. And you go back 50 years later, and it's a big old knot on the side of the tree. He said, that's what your foot's doing. He said, the remodeling is from all these years. So, yeah, when Mama Bear was a little girl, she had a broken foot and didn't know it. So, and he explained, which we didn't get explained this, by taking that bone out, I guess the doctor should have just went in and scraped the arthritis off the joint instead of removing the bone. Because now that bone's there, not there. So the next bone and the next bone are trying to carry the weight of that. So he's trying to sell our special shoe inserts, and they're not cheap. And he says if they work, it'll prolong problems for 25 plus years. If not, who knows? So luckily, and he says the radiation is playing part of the factor with her bones starting to get the spurs and that, so, which is big relief compared to what the specialist told us. The specialist told us she wasn't going to last 10 years, and that was 7 years ago. So he kind of put a time stamp on her, and so far she's been stubborn enough and not lived it. So he says, better shoes. She goes, yeah, but I have a problem with paying that much for good shoes that she's going to ruin at work. He's like, I understand. So Mama Bear, well, good news, but, and she says, well, she said if she had something that just went around her foot and wrapped it, he says, well, there is an option for that, some kind of, he says, I hate putting compression socks on people that don't need them, but he says there is a band that he could put that would grab that part of her foot and help support it together. That's another option. So a few better options than what she wanted, but she says still I'm looking at surgery down the road. I said, yeah, but if we can prolong it, that's good. So, and with me in my back, I don't know what I did. I was working on the 454 Sunday, putting the plug wires on, just reaching it. And I felt a clunk. And for 2 days it went clunk. Yesterday it sounds like gravel grinding when it acts up. So I guess we'll compare January's x-ray to my back x-ray that I'll probably be getting tomorrow. And yeah, I haven't lifted anything strange. I haven't exerted myself. Working on the Denali, I dang near had to call my cousin for help. I couldn't get off the ground. I laid there. Coughing hurts. I laid there. I finally got twisted because I had to get up because the dang ant was biting me, and I got up. I went back out under the changed oil because at first I was wanting to make sure it wasn't the oil level shutting that thing down. No, it wasn't. But it needed the oil change. So yeah, I go to the doctor tomorrow to see. As I took a muscle relaxer yesterday, and yeah, that just put me to sleep. I can't do that. I got too much to keep doing. So, and when we stopped to get gas in the truck on the way back with the Denali, the guys waved me on to come off, and I stepped off, and I took a step, and he rolled down his window, and he was asking me if I was all right. He said, that looked like that hurt. And I said, yeah, I did. So, yeah. So yeah, Mama Bear's kind of looking for another job. One she could sit down at, that would help her. Yeah, if it wasn't for the crunchy noise in my back, I'd try some more ibuprofen or something, but it sounds like I'm crushing stones when it goes. So, I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm done for the day. Yeah, I get the carburetor. I gotta find gaskets, if I got the gaskets or not. And carburetor mounted, and make sure the battery's charged up, and get the 454 fired up. So anyway, well, see y'all later. Have a good one. Take it easy.